Hey Vibe Tribe, it's Jazz Venus with Life Force Energy. Welcome. I wanted to share a little bit about what I've been experiencing, which I'm assuming a lot of us may be going through our own version of feeling a little off center. As we are approaching April 30th and we're going through moon phases and also solar eclipses, we're going to be experiencing physical and metaphysical symptoms. You may start noticing them getting certain types of your body parts, maybe feeling a little bit more fatigued. Or going through some kind of muscle cramping or spasms. You may notice that you're having a harder time to breathe. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in together. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath together now. Hold it in the throat for a little bit, and then slowly exhale through the mouth. Expanding that diaphragm. Let's go ahead and do it again. Oh, already feeling good. Let's do it again. Beautiful. So, first and foremost, today's subject matter is about body connection. And I'm really reaching out to the women, but my lovely men, you too can benefit from just deep breath and connection in the body and just noticing what's going on. A lot of the times, it looks as though the male is not given as much instruction to work with regards to their emotions and thoughts. I definitely will start making videos for you as well, but you can gather from this also. And it's really important about raising your energy to the highest possible level. And there's different ways of doing that. It can be the food that you eat, such as are you eating a lot of processed foods? Are you more of a fresh ingredient kind of person? Maybe you're a little bit of both, and that's great. Try to increase that plant base if you can, because plants do have a very high frequency level, and that in itself, it's like medicine. So it will help to raise your frequency as well. Secondly, you got to work on acknowledging your emotions. So I've been on and off in regards to how I've been feeling, and it's been more of I believe that versions of myself, the wounded Jess, is being worked on. And so, though, in regards to my environment and life in general, I cannot say that there's anything in particular that's disruptive that's making me feel this way, other than I know that there is a purging of the soul and that I must feel it. And sometimes I feel this dense and sadness, and I don't have anything really to connect it with. And it's just some of the things that we go through when you don't give ourselves time to connect into our body and to evaluate where we're at and to also cope where we're at on an emotional and mental level. It can be quite detrimental and depleting to your life force energy, which is which animates all living things, is what keeps everything alive. Imagine life force energy like your battery. It's what keeps you going. So when a vehicle's battery has been depleted to the point where it can no longer work, well, you can turn the ignition as much as you can. That vehicle isn't going anywhere. And you got to imagine that your body is that vehicle, and your life force energy is your battery. It is the solar plexus chakra area that has everything to do with your metabolism, your self esteem, your confidence, just the way your metabolism even functions. When everything is alchemized and in alignment and balance, things get better. But what do you do when you go off center? So, my goddess says, let me share a little bit about what's happening. We are in a place right now on an energetic level that is off the charts. Now, all of you women carry a womb that carries portal energy. Now, some of you may say, well, I can't have children, or I've had miscarriages, or I've had this. Regardless, the power is still there. You are a walking, powerful source. And so you got to know who you are, know your worth and your value, so that way you can channel in all that beautiful personal power that's already within you, waiting for you to turn that key and open the door and move through it. So here's something I wanted to share with all of you. Now, if you've been following my Facebook or any of my social media accounts for a couple of years, you'll notice that I talk a lot about sexual energy, about the physical body, the metaphysical body. It all aligns. It's all in harmonious connection, even disharmonious connection. So when you're off center, that is a way that your body is trying to give you some form of a cue to pay attention to you. So, for example, my goddesses, my lovely women out there, I speak with you, whether it's through session, through emails, or what have you. And what we have discussed is that women have been silenced for so long that whether it's from their friends, their partners, family, religion, community, there has been at least some person at some point in a woman's life, as there is in men as well, that we've been silenced. Well, here's something for the men and the women. Did you know that your voice is in connection to your groin? Females, did you hear that part? Look and open up your mouth and look in the mirror. It is very similar to the internal organ of our vagina. And men, though you may not have that view, though you have the same mouth and the same throat as we do, you got to imagine that it's still a source of your power, and your voice has everything to do with your root chakra, which is your sexual genitalia as well. And so I wanted to kind of give you an idea about what that may mean to you. Our voices are connected to our groin. Women, our voices are connected to our yonis. So if you have a difficult time of communication, then you may notice that you may have a difficult time in your womb. That could be delayed menstruals, very long menstruals, or no menstruals at all. You may even discover that you have abdominal cramping and other menstrual issues that overwhelm your body, and you're not sure who to talk to. And sometimes our physicians may not even have the answers, but then they throw us a prescription and say, here, this will work, and figure it out. But there is so much more to it. It is being connected to your emotions, to realizing the traumas that you've had are not there to enslave you, but for you to be liberated by them so that you can find your voice, so that you can help others to find their voices as well. So what I was getting at in regards to being off balance, and my goddesses, I'm sharing this with you because I'm about to show you what I do to help myself. Now, when any of us, male and female, when we're disconnected, we're by our voices, that we're not allowed to communicate whatever it may be. And of course, within reason, I'm not saying that we should go and tell everyone to F off and where to go, although sometimes that feels good, but it's pretty much damaging. So, not highly suggested. However, I do suggest, whether it's myself or my children, my husband, or my vibe tribe, whomever, I do say that communication is pertinent to your destination, because the way you communicate, however it is, in the way that you do it in a manner that hopefully can be appealing to the other person, where it doesn't feel that it's judgmental. Sometimes it can come off that way, but if you're really doing your best to try to communicate your needs and just where you're at and your limitations, hopefully others will at least get an idea of where you're coming from. But even if they don't, it's when you come to realization where you're limited and where you want to be liberated and what actions you need to take and how you want to live your life. And so let me put it this way, our voices is our powerhouse. And so my beautiful ladies, I'm going to teach you, and men, you can also do this, will also serve you. And the reason why I'm calling in the women is I'm about to do something. So I'm going to do a trigger warning for all of you. If you are highly sensitive in regards to sexual topics or in regards to the body or me using curse words, you may want to disconnect now. And thank you so much for watching up to this point, because what I'm about to go into is a little bit more raw, because the reality is our bodies are real, they're raw, and they're functioning and sometimes not functioning, and people are too afraid and ashamed to talk about it. But I'm not, because I came from a place of healing my womb through not only through my variations of energy techniques that I use for everyone else, I use for myself, and it was introduced to me. And then along with that, I use other tools such as a yoni egg. Now, I'm going to share with you a breathing technique that I use to increase my life force energy. And it's awesome because you're going to feel your yoni, and men have also used this same idea, and your lingam gets nice and it starts to get full. And also women, your yonis, okay, lingams, in case you're not familiar with, is the Sanskrit word for penis. And then yoni is the Sanskrit word for vagina, also known as pussy. So I wanted to share about how our bodies store up so much emotion that sometimes we don't even realize we're overwhelmed. And so, as I was doing my meditations today and I was writing in my journal and all these things, I had to face certain feelings of that I've been struggling with. And though there is nothing that I could say in that's externally showing that to me, it's something internally. And I think that we all go through that in our lives at some point, humans, is that we have days where we feel so amazing because we've done fantastic, or we can have done so amazing and still not feel fantastic. So here's a method that I wanted to share with all of you. When we're feeling off balance, I know that this is so cliche. People say, oh, journal, journal. I think about my husband when he shared when he was going to therapy when he was younger, and he wanted to find ways to cope with his emotions. And his psychologist had said to him to write about it and to go for a walk. And my husband scoffed at it and laughed and was like, I'm paying you for that? Like, are you kidding me? And so time went by, and the therapist would know whether my husband had gone to do so or not. The day that my husband actually followed the prescription, the suggestion given by his therapist, he came in with a different energy, a different lightness to him. And immediately his therapist knew that he had taken the suggestions and actually started applying it. So that not only that it impacted and changed his life so greatly that he had taught me and the children when we first met him how to do so. And it has been so life changing for all of us that we all communicate. We have family meetings, we write things out, we're posting online, we're sharing, we're speaking our truth. And I thank you, Eric, for sharing that with me and teaching me how to heal my femininity through your masculinity, because balance, yin and yang, and harmony is so important for all of us. So, to my goddesses and gods, let me tell you something. You gotta write about how you feel, because if you're not comfortable to write it, you're not comfortable to talk about it. So, number one, write about what you're feeling. Maybe you don't know what you are feeling. How about you just write down the thoughts that are in your mind and the emotions that you're dealing with and leave it there? Because I share, in order to clear a situation, we must learn to be like a detective and look for the anomalies, look for the patterns, look for anything significant that may be standing out, or even insignificant that may be like the splinter in the finger. It's maybe not as big as if someone was walking around with a 4x4 stuck to their arm. But nevertheless, you know it's there. You could feel it, and it's very uncomfortable. So identify what you've been experiencing, what you're feeling, and even if you don't know the why yet, you may be surprised the why may roll in. Secondly, another way that I would suggest is your breath work. My goodness, I have to remind myself, especially because I had a breathing coach. Love you, Angelica, if you ever watch my videos. Thank you for changing my life. Breathing is so needed. When we get excited, when we get scared, chances are our breath shallows or it kind of stops. I mean, just very little. It's like we're kind of there. But when you really sink in breath, you got to be present in your body. And that in itself, aligning your breath, identifying what you've been feeling, what you're going through, those are just your basic steps, your very easy steps. Those are the two that I would highly suggest, is to figure out why you're off center. A lot of the times we're so afraid to be alone with our thoughts and with our feelings. We're always looking for someone's validation or confirmation or someone that can bond with us, and yet no solutions come out of that. So what I would suggest is your breath work. Here's one of my favorite ones. I mean, there's a few that you could choose. Women, I'm going to show you one of my go-tos. If you have, like I have mine here right now. I have my nephrite jade. Okay, it is stunning. Look at that gorgeous non-drilled nephrite jade. Now, jade, I have multiple yoni eggs to choose from. I just muscle tested to see which one my body really wanted, and it said the jade. Let me explain about what the jade is. The jade is an extremely high quality crystal. It's not porous like our other crystals, like we'll say rose quartz. This is a very durable, strong, strong antimicrobial, antibacterial crystal. In fact, this was the egg that was introduced in the dynasty when they were using these yoni eggs to prepare the concubine for, we'll say, the royalty so that they can continue their lineage. So they were given a jade yoni egg. Now, I do suggest people to do the jade yoni eggs because if there's anything going off and you're off balance, that means something's going off right here in the heart chakra. Because the heart chakra is all connected to relationships, to love, to trust, to hope, to motivation, ambition, to comfort, to peace, to tranquility, to all of those aspects of how you connect and show up for yourself and how you can do that for others. So, this is such a great crystal to bridge your heart chakra to your yoni. Now, I've been going through a lot of just changes personally within myself. And I love that my business allows me to have the opportunity to take the time I need, just as I suggest to my Vibe Tribe, to be able to sit in and see what's going on with myself. So I went ahead and I got this one because I need to feel more mellow in my decision making. I got some changes that I need to implement and I need guidance and I need comfort and peace as I'm going through it. Now, I've been an entrepreneur for over 24 years. You think I'd be used to it, but those of you who are, whether you're new entrepreneurs or you've been entrepreneurs your whole life, you understand we have our dips and we have our raises. And so sometimes we're in between. And so those are the times where I was telling my husband today, nobody really talks about the in between. Again, I have nothing going on negative. Everything is freaking amazing. Yet something internally is sounding off. So I was like, okay, what do I need to do? So I wrote everything in my journal. I already did that. And then my higher self said, you need to grab your yoni egg. In fact, why don't you go ahead? You're going to do this for yourself anyways. Do it online. For those that may have something similar or have a yoni egg or just wants to practice this or just needs to know that they're not the only one that are experiencing those shifts as we're all being stretched and adapting to these changes in our environment and personally and professionally. So I need to feel more grounded and poised. And so what I love about jade is that it helps me to chill out. So when I feel like I'm in the eye of a storm, I love that the jade helps me to feel tremendously resilient. So I'm a geomantic empath, and I think I'm also experiencing on a metaphysical and physical level sensations and frequencies that are uncomfortable. And though I place my shielding, I could still feel the waves around me. It's like when you're inside of your house, but you're having a huge storm. You look out your window, you're not getting drenched, but you're aware of it. You could see it. You know it's out there, but you're nice and secure in your space. Well, that's what I kind of like, that's what I'm going to create for myself today. So I'm feeling heavy in nature for some reason. And again, I believe it's because of what I've seen that is happening and that is to come. It as a child and even as an adult now, that version of me has not yet changed. Maybe that will with time as I learn to really hone in and get really comfortable with being uncomfortable. Perhaps that won't be an issue, but in the meantime, I'm going to use this nephrite jade because I need it to suck up anything inside of me that is overwhelming my body. And this will help vacuum up any anger, oppression, stress, pain, tension, or any imbalance that may be within you. And so that's why I'm going to be using it. But not only does the nephrite jade or any of our yoni eggs are all GIA certified. That means that they've been certified by gemologists, that they are pure grade crystal. So yes, my grade crystals are $100, okay? But you're not getting one that was made with 5% and the rest of it is some other crystal that should not even be inside of your body. Now, certain crystals have minerals and properties that can support the body without causing you any poisons or any difficulty and actually charge you up and strengthen you, but you got to know which ones those are. So if you're not familiar, you can take a look at my Yoni Eggs shop on our website and then you can see which ones we have and read all about it. And I'm very proud that they are GIA certified. Yes, I've paid more for my product because if you're going to insert anything into your body, it better be high quality. And that's just the kind of bougie girl I am. That's how I roll. I like very good quality because I know I'm worth it and this is my body and I'm going to treat it as the temple as it should be. So here's another thing, my loves, is that when you use any of your yoni eggs, whether it's nephrite jade or if it's other ones, I mean, if it's jade or if it's other crystals that we have, whether obsidian or amethyst or rose quartz or bloodstone or rhodonite, what else do I have? There's so many different ones that I've got at this moment, but they will help you to detox the body because remember, it's connection to the body. So the connection with these eggs going into your womb, it's not scary. I swear it does not hurt. A penis, a dildo, and maybe your fingers may be far more raw and can create more damage without proper usage or awareness than the yoni egg. The yoni egg is very smooth. The jade is a little heavier, which is what I love because it tones your pelvic floor muscles. It helps with urinary incontinence, but it also will boost those kidneys, activate that sexual energy in your body so that it can power that orgasmic energy, so that it can activate that sacral chakra for creativity, for manifestation, for movement, for moving forward, being action oriented. So I also appreciate it being that I'm a clairvoyant, claircognizant, clairsentient. Oh my gosh, the list can go on. Jade will also assist me in my intuition. Here's another thing: when you use your yoni eggs, it does heighten your body sensitivity. A lot of you women don't even realize you've got way more nerve endings than males do in their lingam. And if you're using a dildo or you're using your fingers and you still can't achieve orgasm, there may be other areas of shame or guilt, or, which does happen, the nerves may have gone through some form of tension or stress. It could be after childbirth, a hot date. The list can go on. So then the vagina needs the body to be restored. And I use energy and I use tools to support the health of my yoni. So here's a great way of helping you to rejuvenate your body, cleanse out the toxins. It helps you to connect into your heart space. It grounds you. It ignites sexual energy. You are going to be able to feel a depth of calmness and tranquility and security. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to place it in my vagina. And no, you're not going to see that part, but I'm going to show you how easy it is. Now, my hands are already washed. I had placed my yoni egg into a towel, and I'm going to activate it with Reiki energy. Perfect. And so I just wanted to go ahead and share with you that I'm going to place it into my womb. And then all of you, male and female, you're more than welcome to join me in this awesome breathing technique because it's going to feel amazing. It's going to help you to empower your root chakra because everybody on this planet, on one way or another, their root chakra is being moved. Because when the world is unsettled and we're going through changes and we're transforming ourselves and things are just constantly moving with or without our control, our root chakras do get impacted. They are influenced by the way we feel in our environment and what we're enduring when our foundations, whether it's our jobs, our relationships, our kids, our health, anything that has to require feeling safe and secure and stable, your root chakra is going to show you how you've been going through things and how you've been handling it. So I'm going to take this now and I'm going to place it into my vagina. Okay, that was it. So I'm going to show you a breathing technique. And if those of you that do have your yoni eggs, you may insert it into your vagina. You may place it, like I say, grab your bra, put it in the center, let it hold right next to the heart chakra, or you can go into gasho position and placing the yoni egg in between your hands and then bringing it up to the sternum, which is right where the thymus, the power house of our body is, right where your heart chakra is, your high heart as well. So that's where I'm at. Okay, so You could take your yoni egg and put it there, and you can do this breath work, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. Now, there's two different types. I love fire breath, and then I love the body connection breath. So let's do the body connection breath. What you're going to do is you're going to take a nice deep breath in. Then on your exhale, you're going to clench your groin. Women, that means clench those vagina muscles. They would feel like your urinary muscles. So you would just kind of tighten. And if your butt cheeks tighten in the moment, that's okay too. You're just learning body connection. This is what this is about, connecting to the body. Now, my males, now you may not clench, but you could still clench as if you were about to use the bowel. Okay, so it's kind of like this, holding that in, and then when you exhale, you're going to clench. Okay, so we're going to inhale, hold it in the throat for a bit, 1, 2, 3, and then exhale and clench. So and release. Okay, so this is the body connection breathing technique. Again, we're going to go ahead and take that nice inhale, and then exhale and clench. We're going to do this a total of 6 times. And relax. Again, you're just learning to connect to the body. Let's take another deep breath in. Clench. Good. I love it because I could already feel my body warming up. Great sign. That's our third one. We got 3 more to go. Let's do it again. I'm clenching as I'm exhaling. Good. Let's do it again. Inhale. Hold it in the throat. As you exhale, clench that groin area. Sit in that. Good. Great. Let's do it again. Good. Okay. Now, you're going to take a nice deep breath in again with me. Hold it in the throat chakra. We're going to exhale through the diaphragm. Now clench your groin. And you will say, I am worthy. I show up every day as the version of me who knows how worthy I am. I am worthy. I show up every day as the version of me who knows how worthy I am. Another deep breath in, hold it in the throat, and then we're going to exhale and clench. I am worthy. Connecting into the body. So, you've been able to journal whatever you're feeling. You could feel, I feel empty, I feel blasé, I feel unmotivated, or I feel sad, or I feel whatever it is. Put it down. You got to identify and sit with being uncomfortable, because a lot of the times we just want, here's the situation, we want this, but people to go through it, and I'm one of them. That's the part that where we grow the most. This is where we become redefined. It's in the midst of getting to the end result. So once you've done that, you've identified, you can communicate that. If you have someone in your life, I hope that you do, or that you can even contact or hire people, that's what they love to do, that are there to support and listen to you. I have a service called Spiritual Support with Jess. You can find it on my cosmic readings under other services. It's just getting a spiritual support, because a lot of the times we're going through purging and it feels very dark, and we are doing all the things that I'm suggesting, but we don't have anyone to communicate with because they already think we're crazy because we are going against the grain. Number one, we are acknowledging who we are, what we desire, what is in our way, whether it's ourselves or other people. And that when people see and hear us talk about that, they're already like, what's wrong with you? And it's like, you're so out of touch. You're so disconnected. It's terrible. But you are more than welcome to feel free to reach out to me. And if it's something that you're interested in, I also provide a 20-minute complimentary Zoom meeting. So that way you get to meet me, we get to talk, and we can vibe off of one another. And then basically what I'm doing is I'm checking in to see what you need. And then it's up to you whether you desire to book a session with me or not, but at least you are granted some form of diagnosis of what's coming up on a physical or metaphysical level. And usually I go over the metaphysical too, to let you know what's out of sorts. Okay, here's another one that I absolutely love that I think you'll all enjoy. At least I do, and a lot of the people that I've taught absolutely love it. It's called my fire breath. So now when we did the inhale, I like to hold it into the throat and then we would exhale and clench. Well, it's going to be opposite now because this one's going to activate your sexual energy. That kundalini is going to move from the base of the spine. It's going to move all throughout the body. You're going to start sweating. I already started with just connecting to my body, but now I'm going to teach you fire breath. You're going to feel it in your body and you may get a little sweaty. You may get a bit aroused. You may feel a little lightheaded. You're just going to feel shifts. These are called quantum shifts that you are creating through your breath and your life force. So let's go ahead and practice that now. So what you're going to do is first, before we begin, you take a deep breath in. I like to hold the breath at the throat. I've noticed that it has helped so many people shift, especially if you're blocked in the throat and you have a hard time communicating. That was definitely mine. I know that doesn't seem like it, but I swear it was. And not too long ago either, before I even got comfortable to even do these videos and share my stories with everyone. But this is what I've been using throughout the years. So I know it works. It's worked for me and it's been working for people that come to me. So try this. This is not only going to support your root, your sacral, your sexual chi, but it's also going to support your life force because you got to breathe that life force in and allow your body to feel and to sense and move fluid. So let's go ahead and do that together. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Hold it in the throat. And now you're going to exhale slowly through this mouth area. And you're going to clench when you're breathing. So it was the opposite when we're connecting to the body. Now we're going to activate. So after you breathe in, hold in, exhale, you're clenching as you exhale. I want your roof top, your mouth, your tongue to be connected to the roof of your mouth. So in other words, close. Because what you're doing is you're creating a complete connection all throughout your body. It's amazing. Now, people teach it in different ways about how it even helps and improves your brain wave activity. It helps with not only your confidence level, it helps you to know what your body feels like and to be more familiar with what your body is going through. So let's go ahead. And what we're going to do is we're going to go get faster and faster and faster, and then we'll stop. So let's do it again. Exhale, diaphragm out, and then clench. Okay? But we're going to do it again, and we're going to go faster. Again. Again. Okay, so now I'm going to do it just through fluidity, okay? And release. Shake those hands. Good. And move those shoulders. You may actually feel a lot of movement and fire energy throughout your body. So if you feel the need to move, go right ahead. So what it is that the first one is connecting to the body where you were inhaling, then you would exhale, and as you were exhaling, you would clench. But we're doing a little bit of the same, but now connecting that tongue to the rooftop of the mouth and going in a what would be like a fire. We're fanning it into flames, and so that's what we want to do. So I'm going to show you again what that looks like, but I'm going to show you from my side view so that way you could see what that looks like to my body. All right, so I have my yoni egg in place. What am I wearing tonight? I'm wearing my jade yoni egg, non-drilled. Absolutely appreciate it. I'm already feeling better. Thank goodness. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna do the side. Woo! Woo! Oh my goodness. Okay. That is one of my ways of how I've been able to body connect is using my writing expression skills. That's all part of our throat. What we express is what we create. So I'd like for you to practice that just to even work on your throat. It's going to serve you in so many ways, just those breath works and restricting the breath in certain parts of the body. You're first learning how to breathe it in, hold it in your throat. That's one. And then you're learning how to drop that breath all the way down to your stomach so that your diaphragm can expand outwards when you breathe out. But then you're also learning before you go into the next breath is having that tongue connected to your mouth. So here's the tongue and the mouth, and then we just go ahead and close it. Okay. And so this is a way of connecting to your body. But my beautiful goddesses and my beautiful gods, check this out. Male and female can benefit. What you're doing is you're breathing out that tension and that imbalance that's within your body. And you're like, how else can I get it to unlock? You alone. You are the one that held the breath. You are the one that silenced your voice. You are the one that stopped yourself. You alone can speak your truth. You alone can move into action, and you alone can change your space and your place. And you, nobody else. I don't care whom you hire, whether it's me or anyone else on this planet. You got to be your first advocate. You must be your number one cheerleader. So when I come on board or anyone else there that's on your path, you're already learning how to be connected to the body. So everything else that we do, it's very easy for you to move through. So here's another way that I could also share that you may get a little bit uncomfortable, but those I've already given my warning. So say, for example, when we moan, and we get a sense of relief. It could be like we hit ourselves, our knees up against, like I used to have a lot with my bed frame. Oh my gosh, my sleigh bed would make my knee would hit right into it. I was like, oh, that hurts so bad. Or I would say, oh shit, oh fuck, that hurt. And I know that sounds really, like a bit much, but that's how I felt better through the moaning or whether it's the cursing. Oh, getting it out of my body, it started to help me to move through whatever I was going through. So here's another one that I'm going to share with you. Yeah, everyone knows how to moan, whether you're moaning because you're pissed off, you're sighing because you're like, finally, I'm done with this. You're moaning out of pleasure, or you're moaning because you're angry. Moaning actually creates a sound frequency right in that throat that actually channels those reverberations of frequency throughout the body. And when you come in for a service, that's when I talk to you about your emotion codes. So if you don't know how to connect to your body, these are really wonderful steps of what I've used throughout the years from my schooling and also my personal life, and have helped many other people to do the same. So these are things that you must be consistent with. If you don't do it, then you don't get the results. It's that simple. And those that do it, they get results. It's the ones that are determined and dedicated and committed to creating change. If you do nothing, there is nothing. And those who have a difficulty of making changes and decisions on their own, they have difficulty in making choices and changes in their lives. So here are some practical techniques that my coaches had taught me that I had to use when I paid them for services so I can function day to day. And so I still have to use them. Now, my only problem is that I don't use them as often as I know I could be. And that's because that's an issue of mine, that I need to learn more consistency regardless of my schedule, whether I'm with family, whether it's alone time, or I'm out taking care of business for whatever, or I'm in my office. Either way, I'm the only one that is responsible of making it happen. So here's the moaning one. Let's do this together. So you may feel where the energy is trapped within the body, which is why sexual pleasure is so relaxing, or makes people fall asleep, or they feel like they don't want to do too much. They're at a place of bliss. Now, say for example, you don't have a partner, but you don't need that. You have your own voice, you have your own sexual energy that's in your body, male and female. You could tap into it. So what you're going to do is you're going to do a nice energy breath with a big, long, comfortable moan. Don't rasp your voice, but something like this. Mine reminds me from when I had to go through like giving birth. Maybe I wasn't as exaggerated, but that's where that was. My moaning part, I won't use because it'll be too X-rated for you guys, and I don't want to get any messages that I have to deal with and share about sexual energy and positivity. So you could use your moan, that one that you'd use to sigh. Here's another moan. Did I say ho? Yes, I did. Let's do it again. Ho! One more time. Ho! And relax. You do it as many times as you need. It's like when you may have been instructed to punch your pillow, because it's better than punching yourself or someone else. So get that tension out of the body. For those of you that may not have a sexual partner at this time, these techniques are going to help your physical body and your sexual chi to not be dormant. It's going to help you to liven up those endorphins in your body. You got to get those oxytocin levels, your joy activated. So when you tune into your body, when you're doing those things for yourself, you're giving yourself an opportunity to be body connected. I would love to hear from all of you. Let me know if any of these that you've remained consistently, if you could at least, my challenge is to you, do this a 7-day challenge. One of them, all of them, you mix it up, what have you. I want to hear from you. So 7-day challenge. Today is 4/23. So on the day of our eclipse on April 30th, moving into Venus, Taurus energy, I would like to hear from you. Which technique have you used? What have you noticed when you used it? Maybe you're in the traffic and there's no one around you, but you're feeling tension. You're going to walk in a bad mood. That attitude is going to shift your whole day. What can you do? tap into your body. You've got different ways to do it. So you could go ahead and do the body connection when you inhale and then you exhale and clench. Or you could do the fire breath where you inhale, hold it in your throat, exhale through the diaphragm, clench and have the tongue touching the top of your roof, and then you start all over again. You want to do those cycles at least 6 times is what I would suggest so that your body can start feeling and dropping into that beautiful flow of energy and rhythm that you've created through your breath work, through your own mind, and through your body. So body connection is everything. So if you're feeling off center, my friends, these are very easy, don't cost you anything but your time and your breath, and you can get body connected. Let me know how that works for you. I've used it throughout my years of therapy for myself personally. I've introduced it to those that I've encountered in my practice for over 8 years. And a lot of you have given me the same testimony as mine, that it was super positive and it really made a difference in the way you perceived life, the way that you managed your life, how you were coping. I want to hear from you. So thank you so much for watching. For those of you that are joining me on YouTube, please like and subscribe, because when I get on here, it's always channeled. It's very rare for me to have a consistency, because I do choose to have a balance with work and also my personal life. So when Divine goes, get down there to the office and start talking, then I know that I have to. So I wish I could give you guys more notice. So please like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, and like and also or follow our Facebook page on Life Force Energy. Thank you so much for watching. Many blessings to you. I know that at times that we may feel like we're in the storm, but you alone can allow that storm to pass, and you can bring in that light into your life, even through the darkness. That's why we got to go through these moments. It's for our personal growth. And one day we're going to look back and we're going to praise ourselves, because the current selves are going to hear from the future self saying, hey, thank you, past self, for doing the work that was necessary, even when it was uncomfortable, even when no one else was doing it. Thank you. And you really want to allow your future self to thank you for the work that you've done. I'm already thanking myself now for the work I've done before that I could use today and share with all of you. So thank you so much for watching. Wishing you all love, insight, and healing. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Bye.